Philippians 4 and 8. Dick, you're going to roll with me. I don't have the notes on the board today. We're running here, coming down 59 this morning, and a couple of wrecks on the highway, and I was not going fast. I was not going to have a wreck trying to get to y'all. And so I want to get y'all in one piece, so I did get here late this morning. So we didn't do a whole lot of the notes and stuff, so Dick going to follow me the best he can. We're going to begin in Philippians 4 and 8. And Dick, we're going to live in Philippians quite a bit, so just get ready to move along with me. You pretty comfortable? All right. Philippians 4 and 8, you there? Everybody read along with me. Ready? Read. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So read it one more time. I want y'all to say it real loud like y'all really believe it. Ready? Read. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, everyone say think. Everyone say think about such things. As you stand with me right now, I want you to repeat after me and say, having the mind of Christ.
The mind of Christ.
In today's lesson, we're going to talk about think like Christ thinks. Think like Christ thinks. Everyone say that when we say think like Christ thinks. Have a quick seat as we do our best to walk through this message. Now listen, I've told you throughout this whole entire series, this is a learning series. So take out your notepad and your pens as best you can. We got to take notes today. This is the last one. I don't know what the next series is going to be like. I'll let you know when we get there. But right now, I need everyone to pay attention, look forward ahead, and open your hearts, open your minds. Take out your pens and paper and take notes. I was talking to Evangelist Dickinson last week. She said, Bishop, everything you covered in the first part, I had all my notes wrote down. I said, that made me feel comfortable knowing that at least number one, I'm consistent. Number two, that she's taking notes. Everyone say, think like Christ thinks.
Like Christ thinks.
Now, I'm going to try. Elder, you're going to hold me accountable this time. I'm trying my best to move this introduction as fast as I can. But listen, anybody ever watched the Cosby Show back in the days when TV was real TV? I used to watch Growing Pains, all them other shows. And whenever they had a good show and they stopped it in and say, to be continued, you used to get mad because it was just getting good. But then when they came back and they showed you the next one, they began to show you a little bit of what happened last time to get you caught up. And so this series here is just a to be continued. Now some series I preach is a series and each sermon is an individual sermon. But literally and truly, I could have preached this whole series in one setting because this one series is one sermon broken up into to be continued, to be continued, to be continued. So I got to go backwards to get you caught up for everyone who wasn't with me. So everyone say, to be continued.
To be continued.
So today we're dealing with to think like Christ, but to understand, to think like Christ, you got to understand why we're here. And we're here because everyone trying to understand how to have a mind of Christ. Now we talk about the word have. The word have means to possess, own, or hold. To possess, own, or hold. Now I'm really trying to help you out. I'm trying to create in y'all independency in Christ. Independency in Christ. So the worst thing you can do is be a Christian, but you're dependent on someone else's relationship with God. You're depending on the pastor's relationship with God. You're depending on grandmama's relationship with God. You're depending on mama's relationship with God. Somebody say with me and say, God does not have grandchildren. He only have children. So you can't say I'm serving mama God. No, you got to learn how to say I'm serving my God. Somebody say my God.
My God.
So in this sense, we got to have a mind of Christ. You got to possess and own and hold it. You got to hold his mind at all times. Someone say not temporary.
Not temporary.
You got to be all the time. And I let you know last week, the problem most of us have is that we only have the mind of Christ when it's convenient for us. But when we won't, we set the mind of Christ down and pick our own mind up. Someone say have the mind of Christ.
Have the mind of Christ.
The word mind is the most important part of this whole entire series because this is where we get the breakdown of each lesson. The word mind means to have understanding. Write that down. To have understanding. Know, feel, or think. To understand, know, feel, or think. For us to truly have the mind of Christ, that means we understand the way Christ understands, we know what Christ knows, we feel how Christ feels, and we think how Christ thinks. To truly. And listen, this is the whole point of why we go to church. We don't go to church to pay our debt to the church. We don't go to church to check a box off and say, I did one of our responsibilities this week. The whole reason we come in here is what Romans 8:28 says, to be conformed not be conformed to the world, but be what? Come on, talk to me. To be what? By the what? So the whole reason we come to church is to be transformed, not just to get a new mind, but to make sure the same mind that we have, we begin to do the things different. What's the good of knowing different without doing different? So what this series is setting the platform for the rest of your life. This series is trying to get you to understand, I'm not just coming here to say I went to church this week. I'm coming here, neighbor, please quiet down. Neighbor, I don't want to chit chat right now. Will you please stop texting me? Because right now I'm trying to change my life and every text message is disrupting me. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn my phone off even though I didn't take my notes. I'm going to turn my phone on airplane mode because folks keep disrupting me right now. This is my life. This is my children's life. This is my family life. This is important. I want to go out there and come back being different. Something different.
Different.
So we got to understand, this is not just about checking a box off. Get that out of your mind. This is not church as we know it. This is like life-changing. And so I want to build Christians who can leave out that door and say, I don't have to show back up when I need something. I can go to God. I don't have to come back to the pastor. I don't have to go back to the deacons. I have a relationship with God myself. I can come to them and touch and agree with me. Someone say touch and agree.
Touch and agree.
I come to them and touch and agree. The Bible says when you have a problem, bring them before the church so they can touch and agree with you. We're going to believe by faith. Why we got to touch and agree? Because when two or three are gathered in his name, what? I need you to be here with me, to stand with me, and agree with me. Because even though I'm spiritually strong, sometimes I'm fleshly weak. Everyone said they would say, even though I'm spiritually strong, I'm fleshly weak. That's why we use that one scripture so fluently, but we don't use it accurately. We say the Bible says that we must don't forsake gathering together. But you forget what the rest of it says. So we may spur one another towards good deeds because that day is approaching. The reason why you come here is not to flex your spirit, but to kill your flesh. You come here to spare your flesh. How many of you know for a fact if you didn't go to church 2 weeks in a row, you may start doing stuff that you used to do? Someone told me, my stepmom said, I hate missing church so much because I feel like I'm getting disconnected. What she's really saying, I feel like I'm staying away from the fire too long. Yeah. And when I'm here, I know, that's why I don't know why y'all don't come to Bible study. Because, listen, I'm a pastor. Been saved for almost 19 years. And I've been preaching for almost 13 years. And I still need my Wednesday to remind me I'm still saved. Amen. I need my Wednesday to remind me I'm still saved. When I come to church on Wednesday, I know I can make it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I better go to church on Sunday because somebody maybe I almost turned them off yesterday. How many of y'all need church to keep you I'm not saying I'm still saved, but I need to remind me I'm saved. Yeah. I need to remind me. Some of y'all go to the gym because you want to lose weight, but every time you go to the gym, it reminds you, okay, I got to stay on this track, guys. So listen, somebody say, I'm a mind. So having the mind of Christ is putting yourself on spiritual lockdown. I'm going to follow Christ. So listen, so to have the mind of Christ, I told you that Paul is telling us the reason why. There's a reason why. And I told you in Philippians 2 and 5 through 9, don't go there. I'm going to try to move pretty quickly through this. But just write it down. Philippians 2, 5 through 9 teaches us why we must have the mind of Christ. And I hope that you really understand my heart. I would not give this all back to you over and over again if it wasn't important. This is the most important series that I've preached since I've been pastoring. The most important one. And so I got to take my time with it. You notice I'm not rushing through this series. We've been getting out of church at 12:30. And you know that ain't me. I get nervous when the clock say 05. 12:05, I start getting the shakes. I ain't even looking at the clock. I don't want to look at it. Because I got to do this. This is so important for you and your family. So listen, Philippians 2, 5 through 9 tells us why we must have the mind of Christ. Philippians 2, 5 through 9 teaches us, number one, it's a call. Christ has called us to have the mind of him. He says this here. He says, in your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus. In your relationship with one another. He's saying to us, with your relationships with everybody, have the same mind as Christ Jesus. Somebody, it's a call. It's a call. And I told you, relationship is not just your family, just not your friends. Your relationship is anybody you come in contact with. If you're driving down the road and somebody cut you off, that's a relationship. If you're at McDonald's and somebody take your money, that's a relationship. Your job is not to go off on them, even though you may feel justified. Your job is to reflect them what they're supposed to look like. Somebody say, my relationship. My relationship. He said, listen, as you treat folks or walking around folks throughout the week, make sure you look like me. And the way you look like me, you put my mind on, and you put my mind on, it's going to generate, somebody say, the characteristics. The characteristics. And the characteristics are, we find out, number one, the characteristic is lacking pride. If you put on Christ's mind, you lack pride when Christ bless you. You lack pride when Christ bless you. We have become professional blessing receivers. Professional. We know how to get a blessing. We've all talked about it in testimony up here. But can I tell you, just because you get a blessing don't make you saved? Because my Bible says that the blessing of the Lord reign on the just as well as the what? Unjust. Listen, blessing is a system. If you walk in the system, you can get a blessing because I obey the system. Yeah. Listen, a sinner who can't stand God, he pay his tithes, he still can get his blessings covered. Because God says, I'm going to render the just as unjust.
Yeah.
Just because you follow the system. We become professional blessing getters, but yet we're not professional Christ livers. And that's why we get it, we lose it. We get it, we lose it. We get it, we lose it. Because it says, I give, but I mean you can maybe keep it. God says that when you bless, when you live me, I'll cover your blessings. So you get it, but you don't have a blessing. You don't have somebody cover your blessings. You don't have insurance, somebody insurance. So listen, so what we got to do is make sure we put on the mind and we act like Christ. Somebody lacking pride.
Lacking pride.
When God bless you, when you put on God's mind, you don't think your blessing just makes you better than somebody. Remember, this is all recap. Just keep it in your spirit. Let it sink in. Because some of y'all didn't get it last week. You didn't get it a couple weeks ago. So get it today. Somebody said, when I get blessed, I'm not better than anyone. It positions me to serve everyone. Somebody say, when I get better, I am now assigned to those who are struggling what I struggled with. So we don't, when we get the mind of Christ, realize immediately, I'm not going to think that I'm better than anybody. I'm going to have my praise party. I'm going to shout in my corner. I'm going to have a good time. But when it's over with, I realize I got work to do. I'm not telling you not to have a praise party, but I have a praise party all the time. I walk around my house and I done learn how to shout a little bit too. If I cut a step in a second. I didn't say a lot, I said a little bit. The second characteristic is always serving others. Whenever you have the mind of Christ, I'm always willing to serve someone. I love to see people get blessed, and as soon as they get blessed, they feel obligated to help folks. Right. I'm going to share something with you a little later on. It's a decision I made. I shared with my parents this morning. But God blessed me so much to where I felt like, and something I was part of, I was being confined, and I couldn't help folks like I wanted to help folks. And so I had to reposition myself so I could help folks all the time. Because listen, everything God has given me is not to be better than nobody. Everything God has given me is to help me help everybody. And I want to help folks, but I want to help folks without limitations. Listen, I hate helping folks with religious responsibilities. I'm going to say it one time. I hate helping folks with religious responsibilities. That means that I can only help you if you go to my church. I can only help you if you look like me. I can only help you if you come where I come from. I don't care what you look like. I want to help everybody. I don't need religious responsibilities on me when I help folks. You might not look good. You may not sound good. Somebody came to me one time, and I'll never forget it. I was having a meeting here with one of this organization I'm part of, and he told me this. He said, man, you're giving too much information away for free. I said, what? God didn't charge me a dime for what I got. I tell people my information is free, my time is not. Now, you have to pay for my time. But everything I got, I'm making free to people. But you got to pay for my time. Because my time, I got to feed my family right now. But somebody say, what I have in me is free. So I don't want to be confined. It's something confined. So I want to serve folks. So the key way to stand to a place where you don't get prideful is as soon as you get blessed, have your party, but somebody say, start working.
Start working.
This is why I asked you to start working in church. Because this is some of the only place that you really know how to serve God. Now, if you're not serving in God in church, and you're not serving outside, where are you serving folks? This is why it's so easy to become prideful, because you're easily detachable. Because God blessed me, I have no ties there, I can move on about my business. But if God blessed me here and I have ties here, I'm going to serve here. Because I have responsibility. Somebody say serve.
Serve.
And the third one is serve. And then the last one is stay humble. The third characteristic, first characteristic is lacking pride. The second characteristic is always serving. The third characteristic is staying humble. Someone say humble.
Humble.
That means no matter what, humble. This is very important. Humble is not saying I'm staying out of folks' way. That's not humble. Say it again. Somebody say humble.
Humble
does not mean I'm staying out the way.
I'm staying out the way.
I'm saying humble. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be in the forefront. That's not humble. Humble is when I'm willing to listen to someone else's instructions. Can someone else assign you to do something? Or are you so big and bad that can't nobody tell you nothing? Bible says, God says, I give you pastors after what?
My own heart.
After what?
My own heart.
That means his desires. That means that the pastor should be able to tell you what to do because God gave you his desires. Right. But you so humble when you stand out the way, well, come out tell you nothing. No, humble is let me use me. Listen, I told Sister Terry, how many of you know Sister Terry, the lady who's over the prison? I'm a pastor of the church. And she has 50 prisons that she preaches every week. She got people, she assigning people to prisons throughout the whole state of Texas, Louisiana, and a couple areas. I'm a pastor. My responsibility is this church. I told her, listen, I want you to do me a favor. I need somewhere to keep me humble. Whenever you call, I'm going to go. I don't care what I got going on Sunday. Whenever you call, I'm going to go preach at the prison, no matter what it is. Now, what's going on? God's blessed with ministers. Whenever you call me, I'm going to go. I gave another person the right. Pastor Birch, anytime you need me, call me. I don't care what I'm doing, where I'm going. I need you to come. Because listen, some of us are so humble to the spirit, but yet we can't humble to a man.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, God didn't tell me that. And you so much of a rebel, but God says, I gave you passion after my own heart. I gave you people who can lead you. If you can't follow people, how are you going to follow God? She called me up today. She called me a couple times last year. And y'all looked up, didn't show up at church until after I got to preach. Then came back. Sometimes I didn't come back because it was too late. And I came and I still sat in the church because I want to be humble to a man. And some of y'all are so holy to where a man can't tell you nothing. Someone say, stay humble.
Stay humble.
This is when you have the mind of Christ. Am I helping y'all this morning? So this is when I have a mind of Christ.
A mind of
If
Christ.
you don't have these characteristics, maybe you don't have the mind of Christ. If you're always getting prideful and listen, you think you're better than someone, you don't have the mind of Christ. If you're never serving anything, you can't serve about it because I'm too busy with my next blessing. I got too much to do to serve at that church. I got too much to do to serve folks. That's not God. As busy as God was, he always stopped to serve somebody. He washed folks' feet. He cleaned folks. He helped folks. He did this because guess what? My first call is to serve. Y'all not liking this morning. So I said my first call is to serve. Then the last one, we got to stay humble. And then listen, well, the good thing about this is, one thing I like about my God, he would never put all this on you without giving some type of benefits. He said, not only is there a call to have a mind like Christ, no matter only is there characteristics, but also there's compensation. Somebody compensation.
Compensation.
If you learn to do these things, God will compensate you. Or he said to Jesus, I'll give you a name above all of the names. I'll raise you up. And whatever you're doing, can't nobody do what you do like you do it. And when you do it, God said, if you do these things for me, I'll raise you up. I'll raise you up. And the reason why a lot of us can't be raised up because we're too busy looking like us with a Christ blessing. Someone say, we're too busy looking like us with a Christ blessing. So listen, let's go backwards. So to get compensation, I must have the characteristics. To have the characteristics, I must have the mind of Christ. And the mind of Christ, number one, must understand like he understands. Number two, we must know what he knows. Number three, we must feel like he feels. Number four, we must think like he thinks. Now we talked about understand, we talked about know, we talked about feel. Today we're going to deal with think. Someone say think.
Think.
We must think like Christ thinks. Can we deal with it today and get out of here today?
Yes, sir.
Everyone say we must think.
We must think
like Christ thinks.
Think.
We must think. Like Christ thinks. Teenagers, I want you to be here with me today. Don't just check out because you ain't got teen church. Someone say we must think. Like Christ thinks. If we're going to get these characteristics, we know how to understand like him. We know how to know like him. We learn how to feel like him. But now we know how to think like him. Somebody say think. Write the word think down. Write the word think down. See, I jumped. That wasn't too bad, was it? Did I do good? All right, I did good. I had to get up proof of y'all. Someone say think.
Think.
The word think means to have a particular opinion, belief, or idea about someone or something. To have a particular opinion, belief about someone or something. To have a particular opinion, belief, or idea. Don't forget the idea. About someone or something. Can I take my time? Do I have to rush? I want to take my time. I want you to get these notes. It's very important. So if I'm going to think like Christ thinks, that means that, listen here, that if I think like Christ thinks, this means that we are able to have the same opinion, belief, or idea that Jesus had about some people or some things. We think alike. Our minds are alike. We think alike. I can tell my brother doing me for a while now, I realized that me and my brother, we think alike. Even though we don't have the same outcome, our mind still thinks alike. And listen, it's because he had an answer call. God called him to preach before he called me to preach. And just because he didn't respond, I mean he didn't think. A lot of us got good thoughts, but not good response. Because I told you, hesitation gets us beat. And some of us hesitate because look at where we are and try to qualify us about where we're going. And I found out through my faith walk, where I am don't qualify where I'm going. Who I am qualify me where I'm going. And who I serve qualify me. So a lot of us have disqualified ourselves. Don't mean we didn't see the same thing. When we said, now I thought the same thing. We be talking about stuff and he said, now I thought the same thing, but you didn't do the same thing. And I thank God you came to my house for the last 3 weeks because I'm going to change your actions. I can't change your thoughts because God changed your thoughts. But I can change your actions. I'm going to teach you how to act different. Listen, and somebody taught me how to respond different. Thank God for a bishop like Cleveland Woodard. He taught me how to stop talking about it and be about it. Joined this church. And I got so intimidated because he had so many degrees. He had more degrees than the thermostat did. And I realized the difference between him and me was he did it. I thought about it. So as soon as I did, I went and joined a college, got my bachelor's degree, and now I'm thinking about going back to my theology degree. Why? Because it's not about thinking. The hardest part about doing something is just doing it. Yeah. How many of y'all went back to school? Raise your hand, Sir Jackson. Anybody else? And the hardest part about it was just getting back and just doing it. It used to make a thought about it. I thought about it. And all of a sudden, let's forget this. I'm just going to do it. So the whole thing, the difference between most folks is that you haven't converted your thought to action. How many of y'all think about doing something? Raise your hand. I've been thinking about it. My wife got a book about just do it. In the back chapter, she got a book called the chapter about just do it. How many of y'all been thinking about that for over a year? Raise your hand, be proud about it. I've been thinking about it for over a year. Yeah. I've been thinking about it for 2 years, 3 years. Somebody said, stop thinking.
Stop thinking.
Listen, I supposed to wrote a book a long time ago. Co-pastor slipped up and wrote a book for me because she stopped thinking and did it. It was called Who Am I? Remember Tamika, I told you I'm writing a book title, Who Am I? And it's still trying to figure out who I am. It's a good thought, but now I'm going to pass that book now. I got to write another book now. I might go back and write it. But listen, it's something important, but someone say, just do it.
Just do it.
So listen, I want you to understand this, to think like someone thinks. Now, who do you want to think like? Can I stop and pause there for a second? Are you thinking like folks who ain't got nothing? Yeah. I'm sorry to use that improper English, but are you thinking like somebody who don't have anything at all? Key thing for me is, I want to think like somebody who's going where I'm going. Amen. A guy named Ty Lopez, he's a coach, and I was listening to him a long time ago before I knew what a coach was, and he says, listen, the greatest way to obtain someone's mind is by reading what they wrote down. He said you can get a mentor by somebody who don't even have access to them, but because they wrote something down, you can get what their mind got. The reason why a lot of us can't think like nobody because we don't want to listen to nobody. I'm going to say it again. The reason why a lot of us can't think like nobody because we don't listen to nobody. We are our own master of all things. Master of none. What's it say? Master of many things. What's it called? We just listen to say master of everything. Y'all know what the old saying is, whatever it is, but you know how to do everything, but you don't know how to do nothing. Don't say it. What is it? Jack of all trades, master of none? Somebody Jack of all trades?
Jack of all trades.
Master of none. And all you gotta do is sit down and say, no, I'm gonna start learning from people, be a mentor by somebody. I wanna think like them. But I wanna live it long, but I want to get you to understand what thinking like somebody looks like. What thinking like somebody looks like. And so someone said, think like Christ.
Think like Christ.
If you think like Christ, that means that you know how to, listen, I'll write this down. You know how to translate what you see the way he translates it. It's so important. If I ever hit my podium, that means it's a good point to write something down. I'm trying to do a nice thing. Usually I'll be like, but I'm just come on. It's so important. Whenever you think like Christ, that means I know how to translate what I see, the way he translates what he sees. How did you look at that car? Listen, some people look at a broke down car, listen to this, as being a broke down car. We both look at the same car. But yet I get mad when I look up and I see the car you bought that we both thought was a broke down car. But when you get the car, now the car looks better than the car I've ever seen. Because I saw it different than you saw it. I translated what I saw different than how you translated it. So when most folks look at a broke down car as being a broke down car, and I don't want that broke down car. And listen, especially somebody gave it to you. And how many have been in a situation where you needed a car and you would have took a broke down car? I got nobody raising their hand. I got one person. I would have took that broke down car. Yeah. Listen, so the difference between most folks look at that car being a broke down car, me and Christ look at that car this is what us Christian folks look at it as if I'm faithful with little, God make me. So listen, I saw the same car you saw, but I saw that I know where I'm going. Yeah. And you look at where you are and define your car by where you are, but I know I'm going. I know God will give me a better car. So I'm going to take care of this car until I get the better car. I don't know how long I'm going to have this car, but I'm going to put tires on it, I'm going to put a motor in it, I'm going to put new accuracy in it. I'm going to do all that for the next person I'm going to give it to. Because God gave it to me, so I'm going to give it away one day. That's how I felt about the shopping center. Man, when I told Sister Tamisha that we work on this building, and watch, as soon as we get through this building, somebody else can walk in here. And as soon as we got to the building, God sent us over here. And listen, because I was faithful a little. But listen, this is how I saw it. Can I help you out? Can I help you out? Everyone say the difference between thinking like Christ, and thinking like people, is how we translate what we see. How we translate what we see. Some people translate getting fired as a bad day. How many of y'all think getting fired is a bad day? I walked into work this morning and I got a pink slip and they said, your service is no longer available or needed. I can't wait till I can walk with the GE and tell GE your service is no longer needed. I want to say that so bad. And listen, if God let me say that we're going to have a problem. But God, all I want to make one phone call. And then I get the God may turn my phone off. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But I want to call GE and say, GE, after 15 years, of serving you, I want to let you know that your services are no longer needed. I want to say that. But listen, if you get that note, yourself and GE told you, now that'd be bad. And we got to talk about that one, guy. I just felt something. I don't want to get the note from them before I can get them my own note. I want to give them my note. I don't want to get a note from GE. I don't want to get a note from GE. But listen, if I walk in the work and I see a note there, and listen, the difference between most folks see that note because they may give two notes out. One person may get that note and go home and want to kill themselves. Or they want to just give it all up. But when I said, no, I'm going home and I'm going to say what Jesus said. Listen, well, God shut one door.
Another door.
Amen.
Well, God shut one door. It's just how you translate what you see. Listen, I look at the same pink note, but I realize the God that I serve, and I realize what I've done in my life, and I realize I don't deserve that pink note. So if God don't shut that door, I go home and wait for another door to open. I'm not going to sit here, eat oodles and noodles all day. I'm going to go looking for doors.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to knock it on doors. Matter of fact, I'm going to open up some doors. Because I realized that if God took that from me, He know I got bills next week, so I better have a job next week, or I better have some income. Because
Yeah.
it's about how you translate what you see. So what we have to do is learn how to translate what we see the way Christ translates what He sees. The same Christ sees the same thing that I see, but He translated different. And He spends so much time looking at me, wondering why I can't translate it the way He translated it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how many of us forfeit our blessings or leave our assignments because we know how to translate it right? We didn't know how to look at it and see what's my real reason for being here. We didn't realize that was one of the greatest blessings I ever had. Because I didn't translate. Somebody say, translate your blessing.
Translate your blessing.
So what we come today is learn what Paul was trying to teach the church of Philippians. This is very important. I think I got to get a couple of scriptures for me, because a lot of us only read the beginning of a chapter, but don't realize the Bible wasn't written in chapters. Can I tell you something else? The Bible wasn't even written with those little stanzas at the top that explain what this topic talk about. The Bible wasn't even written 1 John, 2 John. It was just John. It wasn't 1 Kings, 2 Kings. It was just Kings. The Bible was written as one big old scroll, one big old authorship. But we begin to read stuff at the beginning of a chapter and think we got it all. But can I teach you a very important lesson here? Because Paul found himself trying to teach the church of Philippians on how to translate what you see. The way Christ translates what He sees. But He didn't begin in the 4th chapter. He began in the 3rd chapter. Go deep with me to Philippians 3 and 18. And we put 18 through 20. Philippians 3, 18 through 20. I hope this helps you a lot. Philippians 3, 18 through 20. There you go. Everyone say, we must change how we translate what we see. And so Paul knew this is a problem with the church of Philippians. And he began here in 3 and 18. And Deacons wrote with me. We're going to go to the 20th verse to the end. And it says, everyone read it with me. Ready? Read.
For as I have often told you before, and now tell you again, even with tears.
Stop. Paul's like in frustration. Look, I've told you this 100 times. I told you this so many times. And now I'm telling you, this is a written letter. Whenever you look at the book, most things that Paul wrote, these was called, what are they called? My mind was straight blank. What are they called? Help me out. Epistles. These epistles are just letters. So I can only imagine his letter while he's writing right now is smearing the ink behind tears of frustration. I'm crying right now, writing this letter to you. I've been telling you over and over again. I've been telling you over and over again. And now I'm telling you with tears. I want y'all to feel that my emoji is saying I'm hurt right now. And I can't tell you, the best I tell you is just, I didn't have any emoji back then, so I'm actually right now in tears. I'm tired of seeing you forfeit your marriage. I'm tears. I'm tired of seeing you leave your job. In tears. I'm tired of seeing you quit. I'm tired. In tears this time. I'm so tired in tears. I see what's going on because you can't translate it the way Christ translated it. You can't see it the way Christ sees it. And I know you can't. So can I please beat it in you one more time? So he says, go ahead and read it. Ready to read again. For as I have often told you before, now I'm telling you again, even with tears, many live as enemies of thee. Go to the next one, Deke. Go to the next verse. Enemies of what?
For Christ.
Many of us live as enemies of the cross of Christ. You run from the sacrifice. You run from the struggle. You run from the pain. God said, I put you there. You're just stressing it wrong. You're running from the very thing you got to go through. God said, pick up your cross. Don't walk around your cross. I'm telling you, run away from the things that I want you to go through. This is hell, but God says you must go through it because it's needed. Y'all run into enemies. I'm crying because I see you forfeit everything. You're forfeiting blessings. You're forfeiting assignments. But on the other side was your breakthrough. What you broke down before you can get there. He says, the destiny is destruction. He says, the God is their stomach. You see, that's not big G. That's what? He says, you follow your desire, your stomach. You desire your flesh. You let your stomach tell you what God told you. The opposite of what God told you. He says, you are forfeiting everything over a feeling of the flesh, not of the Christ. He says, their destiny is destruction, their God is of the stomach, and their glory is their, go ahead, big shame. Every time you think you're going to get glory, next thing you get no shame. I thought I had this time. I thought I figured out the secret. Someone said there's no secret.
There's no secret.
There's no secret to success besides go through what God said you got to go through. There's no secret. There's no secret way to get rich quick. There's no secret way to lose weight quick. Every quick way going to end up with a shame. So it's a shame.
Shame.
It's going to end up with a way, but you're going to end up right back where you was. Because there's no quick way in avoiding the process God called you to. Someone said you can't leave your cross.
Leave your cross.
You got
to
to carry your cross.
carry your cross.
Pick it up and carry it.
And carry it.
Pick it up
Pick it up
and carry it.
and carry it.
Pick it up and carry it. But he doesn't stop there. He says, but our, read it with me, ready to read.
But our citizenship is in heaven.
He says, you're trying to hold on to stuff here on earth. You don't belong here. You belong where?
Heaven.
You belong where?
In heaven.
So everything you should look for is heavenly things. Keep reading, ready to read.
And we eagerly wait for the Savior.
Keep going.
From there, the Lord Jesus Christ.
He stops there with a frustration. But the letter didn't stop. He keep writing because he didn't finish teaching you how to translate what you see. He just told you his frustration. I'm frustrated with you because you keep walking around your cross. And I have some things God wants you to do, but you can't do because you keep walking around your cross. He said, the Satan come get you, but I'm going to come now with my second stanza, go to the 4th chapter, 1st verse, and I'm going to teach you what you got to do to make sure you keep getting what God has for you. How many of y'all really want what God has for you?
Amen.
How many of y'all want to stop walking around your cross? How many, and listen, this is not for everybody because this means you got to go through the hell you've been avoiding for 10 years. It means you got to go through some stuff that you don't want to go through, but how many of y'all ready to go through to get to?
Amen.
Because I've been going through on this side anyways. I've been getting headaches on this side anyways, so I might as well get a headache on the way to somewhere. I'm like, I told the class this morning, I'm like the three men, I think they had leprosy or something at the front of the gate, and they said, man, listen, I know I got leprosy, and I know we're not allowed in the city, but I ain't dying here. I need 10 folks to tell me right now, you ain't gonna die here. I'm not gonna die here. I'm not gonna die here. Listen, I know for a fact that I'm tired of being here. I'm tired of being in this place. I'm gonna bust a move. Somebody say, I'm tired of being here.
I'm tired of being here.
Everybody say, I'm tired of being here.
I'm tired of being
So
here.
go ahead, first verse. So this is his resolution to stop me from crying. This is my resolution to stop Christ from crying. Because Christ wants to see you get something in life. Resolution, he says, first verse, ready to read.
Therefore, my brothers and sisters, whom I love and long for, my joy.
So read it real loud. Y'all seen it? I read like y'all want to read it. Read it real loud. Ready to read.
Therefore, my brothers and sisters, you whom I love and long for, my joy and crown, stand firm in the Lord in this way, dear friends.
Stop. What was his resolution? Say it again. What was his resolution? What's his resolution?
Stand firm.
And that is stand firm in what?
in the Lord.
So basically, whatever God say, do, stand. Whatever God say, do, stand. Whatever God say, go through, go through. Whatever God say, sit. Whatever God say, somebody say, whatever God say,
Whatever God say,
do it.
do it.
He says, listen, I see y'all keep forfeiting. I see y'all keep clocking out. I keep seeing y'all checking out. Listen, I told y'all this whole series was established on the concept of the fact I'm learning how to stand still in God. I'm not going to get to the point to where I'm prideful. I'm going to stay to a place where I can serve. I'm going to stay to a place where I'm humble. But he's saying stand firm. How many of y'all really want what God has for you?
Yes, sir.
How many of y'all really want what God has for you?
Yes, sir.
Stand firm. Well, I like about Paul. Paul was a good preacher. He doesn't leave you in your sin. He could have said, stand firm and walk out the door. But every preacher I teach you, I was taught by the greatest lesson by Pastor Walters. He said, never leave the people they sin. Paul comes back with a way to stand firm. The way you stand firm, number one, go to the 4th verse. Brother Deke, go to the 4th verse. I like this one. Where you stand firm, first he says, ready to read.
Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say again, rejoice.
Recycle your joy. If you're going to stand firm, you may not have joy always.
Right.
The Bible says trouble won't last always.
Yeah.
And guess what? Joy won't last always, and trouble won't last always. I mean, sometimes you go through trouble, but every now and then while you're going through trouble, you need to recycle your joy. While you're going through hell, recycle your joy. Remember what God blessed you with. Recycle your joy. Remember what God brought you from. Recycle your joy. Remember what God has done for you. And the same God today is the same God yesterday and forevermore. So sometimes, to stand, we may not have joyous moments. We need to, everyone say recycle.
Recycle.
Everyone say recycle.
Recycle
Our joy.
our joy.
And one of the greatest writers who ever written the Bible, 2 great writers were David and Paul. David said, he says, return me to the joy of my salvation. I remember when I first got saved. How many of y'all remember when you first got saved? Sometimes you got to reminisce on that until you get to your next breakthrough. Now I remember what things was like. I know it's bad now, but it hasn't always been this way. And one thing I know about my God, he doesn't lie. And he don't fail me. All I got to do is pick up my cross and walk. So Paul's telling me, look here, if you're going to stand firm, Philippians, in his letter, first thing you got to do is learn how to recycle your joy. Saints, stop every time you go through a bad moment leaving God. Every time you go through a moment you can't shout and praise. Listen, you get mad. Everybody's shouting this Sunday. I can't shout this Sunday. I don't want to come here. They all shouting. I'm going through. Hey, recycle your joy. Most folks shouting what God did. I'm shouting what God was. Worship is not worshiping God for what he's doing. That's praise. Worship is worshiping God for who he is. Even if you don't do nothing else, turn up. I know what you can do. So I sure throw my hands up, not because of the car. I throw my hands up not because of the house. I throw my hands up because who gave me the car? Who gave me the house? Because I realized if I need it again, God, do it again. I worship proskuneo. I come close to you to kiss you because what you did for me in my life.
Yes.
You changed me. You changed me all over again. You made me who I am. If you don't do nothing else, you already done enough. Some of y'all praise is predicated on position
Thank you, Lord.
instead of God's power. So I shout and praise, not because every day I'm getting blessed, because every day is a blessing.
Yes.
Somebody say, what are you praising him for?
What are you praising him
So
for?
listen. So he tells the first thing you got to do is learn how to recycle your joy. If you're going to stand firm, this ain't even a sermon yet, but I'm trying to let you know, he gave you points until he got to the main sermon I need to preach today. The second thing he teaches, go to the 8th verse, D. 6th verse. Say, okay, now when you learn how to recycle your joy, somebody say, recycle your joy.
Recycle your
Everyone say
joy.
again, say, recycle your joy.
Recycle your
Say it
joy.
real loud, say, recycle your joy.
Recycle your joy.
Okay, so now you're in a bad situation, you do recycle your joy, but I know all y'all want something. When you want it, he says, now do this. Ready to read.
Do not be anxious about anything.
Hold up, stop. You know what anxious means? We anxious, we want to leave. I want this, and God taking too long. Forget God, I'm going to go ahead and get it. Somebody says anxious.
Anxious.
You're not ready to wait. You're not ready to wait. You can't move. You want to move. You can't sit still. You can't, because I'm anxious. And you know the problem is God has showed you what you deserve. And now you're trying to go get it before it's your time. And God has made you anxious. Can I tell y'all, God can't show y'all nothing? And God was trying to show you what he got for you to make you excited while you was waiting. But now he just showed you, now you're trying to move too quick to go get it. And you know for a fact, I know for a fact some things of mine, and I'm going to share stuff with you in a minute, and I started thinking way ahead, to try to get ahead, but God said, calm down. That ain't for you yet. Focus on this. I was just trying to show you where I'm taking you to so you can stand what you're about to go through. Before Jesus went to the cross, he knew what was going to happen after the cross, but he knew I still had to sit on the cross. I had to take every stripe, had to take every hit, had to take every poke, had to take every spit on my way, because the stripe, the spit, the poke is going to make you appreciate when you get it. Y'all trying to go around the stripe, the poke, and the spit and trying to get to the prize, and you can't get the prize because you can't appreciate it. I can look back at this prize and I realize all the things I've been through, I'm going to take care of this because I've been through so much to get it. How many of y'all feel like they're going through the pit right now? Don't run from it. Somebody don't run from it.
Don't run from it.
So he tells us what you do now. Once you learn how to recycle your joy, because you're going to need to recycle your joy, because you're going to get anxious sometimes. So recycle your joy while you're anxious. But while you're anxious, he says, let everything keep going. Ready to read. Do it again. 6 verse. Ready to read.
Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition.
Keep going.
With thanksgiving, present your request to God.
It's okay, now you want something. I know y'all want it. I know y'all, how many of y'all want something?
Amen.
How many of y'all want? I want something. I need it. And listen, not only I want it, God put me in it. God put it in me and told me I deserve it. How many of y'all feel like I deserve something?
Amen.
How many of y'all feel like you deserve something that you don't qualify for? I'm hungry for something I feel like I shouldn't even be looking for. Listen, I'm hungry for a degree and I don't got a high school diploma. I'm hungry for a business but I don't have a good credit. I'm hungry for all these things and God has made me hungry. We talked about being pregnant, didn't we?
Yes.
I'm pregnant with something I don't think I can push out. And with that being said, y'all pray for Brother Bill. That little girl having a baby today. I don't know how she's going to do that. But she's going to get it done because she's hungry. And I know it's in me. One thing about being pregnant, no matter what happens, you got to get out of you. No matter what happens, that baby may not survive, but if it don't survive, it still got to come out. So you better well do what you got to do. Make sure you survive so it can come out alive. Some of y'all been killing stuff because you feel like you got to go through. You still got to go through the afterbirth and the pushing and the cramp to get out of you. Now you got to get birth to something dead. Because you were so busy trying to get away from something. Somebody said, I'm going to push it.
I'm going to push it.
I'm going to push it. I might as well.
I might as well.
Make sure it survives.
It survives.
Somebody been pushing out dead babies over and over again. I'm tired of giving birth to something dead. I want to give birth to something that's alive for a change.
Yes.
So he says, now while you're waiting, go to God. Pray about it. How many of y'all hate that? That's one remedy I hate. That's an easy Christian cop-out. Just pray about it, baby. Just pray about it. What is yours is yours. Just pray about it. Somebody said some of the best advice you can get. The problem, though, your prayers is not positioned properly. You praying for God to do all the work for you. Instead of asking God, listen, you asking God to take the problem away and bring you the solution. Instead of asking God to give you strength to go to until you get it. So when you reason why your prayers have been answered, because the prayer you asking can't go nowhere. You have to take the pain away in childbirth. If you didn't take no pain medicine, it ain't going away. I'm sorry. And listen, so what you got to do is learn how to say, God, don't just take the pain away. Some of y'all need the pain. Don't take the pain away, God. Just help me go through and survive until the pain is over with.
Yes.
So pray and petition. Make it be named. Make it be made known unto God. So say, let it be known.
Let it be known
unto God.
Unto God.
So Paul preaches a 3-point message. The first point is, if you're gonna stand, learn how to rejoice. Or somebody say, recycle your joy.
Recycle your joy.
Second point to his 3-point sermon, I'm not going to steal his first 2 points, I'm going to steal the third point, but the second point to his 3-point sermon is learn how to pray until something happens. Learn how to lean on God. And like next verse, go to the next verse, go to 7th verse. Because when you do this, all right, we sit here, we're praying. Okay, God, I'm going to lean on you, God. I'm leaning on you, God. I know I need this, God. And listen, God made a move. That everybody wants to say, God, and God, I'm scared as you know the rest. I'm scared, God, I'm suffering. And God said, this Paul preached a message, told me to pray about it. God, I'm putting it in your hands. And all of a sudden you begin to pray, and what happens? Read.
And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding.
And everything I thought about God is took away. Keep going. And so now for a moment, I'm good. For a moment, I'm good. I begin to see things because I begin to see what God was trying to do. I begin to see what God was trying to say. And listen, in this moment, he transcends all understanding. What do you mean? He transcends what mama said. He transcends what daddy said. He transcends what friends said. He even transcends what I thought. And for a moment, the clouds begin to part. And for a moment, I begin to see why I'm going through the hell I'm going through. And for a moment, I begin to see why I'm going through the issues I'm going through. For a moment, everything makes sense. But how many of you know God don't move as fast as you need to move? And all of a sudden the clouds begin to come back. And the prayers just ain't working anymore. I'm praying hard. I'm speaking in tongues. And all of a sudden the suffering begin all over again. All of a sudden the HSH is going to come on again. All of a sudden I'm back where I began. And I've been suffering too long. God, why am I back here? I'm praying and praying don't work. How many know praying sometimes don't move fast as you need to? Yeah. Paul says, this is why I didn't give you your first 2 points. I gave you a third point. The problem is not y'all don't know how to pray. I told y'all are professional blessing receivers. The problem is you're not professional blessing keepers. He said the problem is it's not just a prayer. So Paul gives us the third point in the 8th verse. Go to 8th verse, D. He says not only do I need to become joy recyclers. Not only do I need to become a person who prays and has God to give you better understanding. But when the understanding runs out, now you need to learn how to think like Christ thinks. until you get what Christ got for you. Somebody think.
Think.
Somebody think.
Think.
Somebody think.
Think.
Like Christ
Like Christ.
thinks.
Thinks.
The problem was not the blessing took too long. The problem is your mind changed while waiting. The problem is that folks begin to get in your head and begin to give you their mind. And then you begin to take on everyone else's mind. And somebody can't tell you what God got for you because they don't have what God has for you. Listen, you can't think like nobody. Christ says the problem is that I took too long. The problem is that your mind was not where it needed to be until I got there. So they think like Christ.
Think like
So can I
Christ.
preach my message out of Paul's 3 points? Can I preach this 1 point? Can I preach this 1 point?
Yes, sir.
So they think like Christ.
Think like Christ.
So if you remember, we began this lesson because we were thinking about how to begin to translate what God sees and see it the way He sees it. Because we all look at the same thing. We all looking at brokenness. We all looking at hardship. We all looking at pain. But how can you look at it and smile at it? How can you look at it and go through it? Because I translated it. It used to be challenging. But lately, I'm a fluent translator of Christ's messages. Somebody say I'm fluent in Christ's language.
Born in Christ's language.
Because I learned how to view things the way Christ view it. I've learned how to translate it and see how He see it. And the way He teaches us, even though it's I'm going to read it. He says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is keep going deep, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, He says, ready to read. Go ahead.
Think about such things.
Say it again.
Think about such
Y'all ain't
things.
saying it loud enough.
Think about such things.
He said, think about these things while you're sitting there suffering. Stop thinking about what's going to happen. Stop thinking about what may happen. He says, think about these things. What's wrong is while you're waiting, you got the wrong stuff in your mind. Go back so I can walk this thing shoulder to shoulder. So he breaks it. It reads in one big chunk. I read this thing 10 times. 10 times I read it over and over again. I said, God, I can't preach this at 1 point. I got to find 3 points in this. Because people learn better in 3s. What are 3 points in it? God said, read it one more time. I began to read it, and I began to see different mindsets of the thinking. First thing He tells you, write this down. If you're going to begin to think like Christ thinks, first thing you must do is think about what's true. Write that down. The problem with a lot of us, Elder, Sister Kendra, is that we don't think about truth when we're going through. Why the Bible says, put on the full armor of God, put on the breastplate of righteousness and the shroud of truth. The problem is, you let folks tell you fact, and you're not understanding truth. Fact is, I used to drink. Fact is, I used to smoke. Fact is, I used to be a bad person. That's fact. I can't change fact. All I can do is create new truth. So the problem is, when you're thinking, people are beginning to make you think about fact instead of truth. So they think on truth. Waiting in the car. Think. Hold up. Help me out. Waiting in the car. Think on truth. Waiting in the house.
Think on truth.
Waiting on promotion.
Think on truth.
Waiting on your marriage.
Think on truth.
Everything you're doing, think about truth. Write the word truth down. The reason why most of us forfeit, we forget the truth. Someone say we forget the truth.
The truth.
What truth by definition? According to fact and reality. According to fact and reality. If we're going to survive this, we got to think about truth. In spite of what folks say. Write that down. First sub point, open my first point. We got to think about truth in spite of what folks say. Think about truth in spite of what folks say. I told you earlier I was going to share something with you. I told my clergy members that I just did something 7 years as part of a KCCM. Somebody give God's hand clap of praise, KCCM. A lot of y'all may not know KCCM, just praise God anyways. It's my bishop. He has an organization, and I've been faithful to fund this organization, have my meetings, do what I'm supposed to do. But God told me to do something 2 weeks ago. He told me to do it a year ago. And listen, I had to wait on God because I taught y'all already how to listen to God. Is not just hearing, but waiting until you're troubled about it. And so I heard him a long time ago, but I wasn't troubled yet. Some of us heard what God got for you, but you didn't wait until the Spirit troubled you to move. And so He troubled me this past year. He says, time for you to lead KCCM. And I know y'all may not understand that, but that was a big move for me. Somebody give God some praise. Listen, when He told me to do it, He told me, and I told Elder Rayford, this came in my office and she shared some things with me. I thank God for her coming and sharing some things with me. But I told this here, whenever God told me to move, God told me to move specifically how and why. He told me, He says, I want you to move to reposition yourself to help other pastors. He didn't tell me to move to start a fellowship. He didn't tell me to move so I could be better than nobody. He didn't tell me so I could be bigger than nobody. He told me specifically, Horton, move so you can position yourself to help other pastors. This is it. Where I was, I couldn't help other pastors because listen, can help you out. The pastor I'm going to attract not going to fit in this. So I need to move, not because I'm better, because I need to make sure I find some fit folks. When I came to Cold Spring, I told Elder this, I came to Cold Spring so my church would fit folks that folks didn't fit other churches. Y'all, a lot of y'all don't fit in other folks' churches. That's why we say we come for the under church and the unchurched. A lot of y'all may not fit, so I come and pick up other church trash.
Amen.
I was somebody trash, you somebody trash, and listen, you got caught, and now you end up in the distance, so I give God some praise. I didn't mean to call you a trash, but you know what I mean. Somebody else is trash, somebody else is treasure. Y'all do definitely treasure. So listen, so my specific reasoning for leaving KCCM is to reposition myself so I can help pastors. And God says, also create something that they can come up under if they choose to come up under you. So guess what? New Destiny already had NDCM, New Destiny Council of Ministers, and Minister Hines was so hard-headed he wasn't doing KCCM, so I had to find a place for him up in NDCM, who was made me have my first fellowship, so I give God some praise. So when I was Bishop said, Bishop, I heard I'm going to bless you and kiss you and come down and release you. But listen, just because me and him understand don't mean everybody else who I left don't understand.
Right.
So now, I know what I did. I know why I done it. So I say truth.
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 Truth is I done it because God told me to. Truth is I done it because I want to help somebody. That's truth. But the fact is, folks don't make up their own reason.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And this past week, I went through hell, y'all. If y'all don't realize, I may say it a couple times. That's a cuss, but I apologize in the name of Jesus. Pray, amen. But sometimes I went through hell this past week. And I went through because I allowed other folks' facts to come my truth. And I began to suffer because I'm thinking, am I beginning to start a fellowship? Do I think I'm better than somebody else? Am I trying to say that everybody else was right? Am I saying everybody else was wrong? What am I? And my truth got clouded. You have to make a move in your life right now. And the reason why I stopped to pause and say this is because God says, somebody is doing about to do something right now. Oh, you've done something. Y'all, don't let Jackson disrupt y'all. Y'all got to follow the Spirit. Now, come on. Somebody say, I done done something.
I done done something.
Or I'm about to do something.
I'm about to do something.
Ain't nobody gonna understand it.
Ain't nobody gonna understand it.
You need to write down your truth. When I sat down, Kendra, in my truck, I was at work. I had to leave everybody. Second time this happened. Hey, y'all need to hammer that down before I get in trouble. That's kind of help me out, Dig. I don't want to break my neck. Dig, that dog won't let me go over. Y'all gonna laugh too, wouldn't y'all? I know y'all gonna cry and laugh. Y'all gonna cry and laugh. Well, listen. Only reason I did it is because I stopped. I said, I can't do this. I felt guilty. I felt bad. I know what God told me. I had to go sit in the truck and remind myself of the truth. And get in the truck and say, God, why did I leave? God, this is hard. 7 years. I love my daddy. I love the fellowship. Why did I? And God says, son, don't you remember? You love because I told you to position yourself to help pastors and to create something that if they want to come under you, you have something ready for them. I said, that's what it was. That's my truth. That's my truth. It's about what everybody else thinks. And can I tell you, I don't have time to explain to everybody my truth.
Yeah.
And listen, because when we do, your truth don't sound good no more.
Yeah. Come on.
Your truth begins to sound confusing. Because your truth, their truth become muddy. Because they believe their truth, you gotta believe your truth. So can I tell you how to tell people, bye, I love y'all, my time with y'all was great, but I gotta leave. Why? Because I got my truth, I gotta follow my truth, but I can't explain it to y'all because y'all won't understand. Y'all won't. So the one I said, you gotta remember your truth.
You gotta remember your truth.
In spite of what people think.
In spite of what people think.
Or even in spite of what you think. Because you're leaning out to your own understanding also. But all your ways acknowledge him. So he can direct your path. Even while you're doing it, you may think, this is the craziest thing I ever done. I came to Destiny, opened up to Destiny. I was on some kind of adrenaline. I don't know what happened. I'm not a faith guy. I wasn't. I am now. I wasn't a faith guy. And I was rolling, just caught in the rhythm. Like newlywed. I just feel like I'm just in love with it. My wife would think to herself, what in the world did we just do? She would sit on the stairs when we was working at it and cry. And I'm working. Everybody else would stop. First lady crying. Y'all see, yeah, she'll be all right. She just called in the moment. Because listen, I know what she's crying about, and I can't stop because she's crying. Because if I stop, I'm going to start thinking the way she's thinking. I can't think right now. I'm just doing it. I ain't thought for a whole 6 months. I ain't thought for 7 months. I ain't thought for 8 months. And I don't want to think now because I may think my way out of something. So I don't want to, I'm not ignoring you, but I can't think right now. Me thinking don't make me miss what God got to say. Right now, I can't think. I gotta just move. Thoughts mess me up. Because I'm beginning to look at the water and Peter tell you, don't think just walk on water. The water gonna hold you up. Don't think just look at Christ. I couldn't stop to think. Co-pastor had too much time to think. He said I had a hammer, she would have thought. I love you, baby. But now she's running and she ain't thinking. And I've been thinking too much. And she's looking back, where you at? Baby, I'm trying to catch up, trying to catch up. I've been thinking, why? Because I've been worried about folk. And somebody said, when you moving. Somebody talk to me. If I'm boring, y'all just say it anyway. Say, when you're moving.
When you're moving.
You can't make folks comfortable.
Make folks comfortable.
With your move.
With your move.
It's like chess. I'm trying to capitalize. And I can't make you feel comfortable with my next move. Somebody say, first thing you got to do is think truth.
Think truth.
So he says, whatever is true. Next thing he tells us is shift, even though it's still the same standard, but it shifts thought processes. Because next thing he says, listen, next thing he says, write this down, think about your actions. While you're thinking, while you're sitting there, you shouldn't get bored waiting because you got a lot to think about. You shouldn't get bored waiting, you got a whole lot to think about. The reason why, can I tell you, the reason why you haven't got it yet is not because God's not ready, you're not ready for it yet. While you're thinking, your mind should be shifting while you're thinking. We all see the scripture says, don't be conformed to the world, be transformed by renewing your mind. And your mind got stuff in it, but you ain't transformed yet. Yeah. I'm a mind ready, but your body ain't. Because your mind haven't transformed you. You got good thoughts, but not ready for good actions. So while you're sitting there, think about what's true first. Second, think about your actions. While you're waiting on God, think of what I'm going to do. Listen, 90% of my time in life is spent thinking through my next move. I don't make no moves anymore without thinking about what I'm going to do. And I told you this 100 times, and I'm not playing with this, my wife will tell you the truth. I shut down, I'll leave work and go home and shut them off and say, nobody say nothing to me. Why? Because I got some stuff to think about. I got some moves to make. And listen, I've been so mad because I got so many moves to make now, I don't have enough time to think about it. So I'm sitting there thinking, what I'm going to do. And if I feel uncomfortable, I don't do it. I feel comfortable, I do it. And I write down when I'm doing it. Yesterday I had conflicting thoughts. I'm going to study for sermon, I'm going to study for my next move. I say, okay, I'm going to do this one this time, and I'm going to study for my sermon, this time. Wake up tomorrow, I'm going to finish up. So I got too much. I ain't got time for TV in this season. I don't have time for some stuff because I got too much. Am I helping anybody? I got too much to be thinking about. And the reason why you get bored because you're sitting there waiting, thinking about everything else what people telling you instead of thinking on God. Woo! I'm helping somebody and y'all don't even know it. If I'm helping you, give God some praise.
Amen.
Listen, he says he shifts from past to present. He says, think about your actions. Listen, he says, think on what is noble. Write that down. Think on what is right. Think on what is pure. This is not the same as truth. Truth is what happened. Noble, right, and pure is what's going to be the outcome of your action. Listen to this. Each of these words represent an understood, expected action. Each of these is not like truth. Each of these represents an understood, expected action. And if you divert from these actions, you're going to violate who you are. So what he's saying here, you think real hard about your next move. You think real hard about your next move. Because your next move either redefines you as the person you've always been or redefine you as the person you're going to become because you're going to violate who you are. And if you make the right move, you're going to stay exactly where you are. You make the wrong move, you're going to leave who God created you to be. So think about what's noble. Write the word noble down. The word noble means of great character. Character what people look at. Character. Your character been good all these years. But now you made a bold move, and God hasn't moved yet. Are you going to make a move to make folks look at you different? God may not look at you different because God don't care about some things. God don't care about what you wear. God don't care about all those things because God judges the heart on the outside. But see, we know for a fact folks judge us from the outside. Teach something here in a second. Paul told me in Corinthians that I become all things to all men and hope to save some. I become Jew to the Jew. I become those who have law like those who have law. I become those who don't have law like those who don't have law. I become everything to everybody because I don't want to offend nobody while I'm doing what I'm doing. You know your character. You know folks look at you right now. I'm thinking right now, I know I want this from God. But is my next move going to redefine who I am to people? My next move gonna make folks think, oh, she done got bigger than who she not that you wanna let people direct you, but you know the character who you are. And I don't wanna change my character. I wanna make a next move that make people look at me like, oh yeah, she don't care about God no more. She forgot who she is. Because sometimes in waiting, we make a bad move. And realize we have to leave who we were to make this compromise. So I said, what's noble?
What's noble?
Think about what you're teaching your kids to do about what you're doing. Teach about what you're telling your wife about what you're doing. Teach about what you're teaching your husband. Is your next move going to redefine you as a man in a bad note? So it's noble.
Noble.
So think about your actions. Then you're going to look before and say, think about what's right. So it's righteousness.
Righteousness.
But righteousness means divine law. Divine law. Divine law usually is utilized not to define Christ, but define church. Church develop certain laws to create structure in the church. It's not necessarily God, but it's law that we develop here. Your next move is going to make you define the law that you established, that who you are as a person, not just of the world, but also a person in church. I'm going to leave church. Forget it. My next move, I'm going to leave. I don't need church. I got God. I don't need church. I need. Is that going to define you? Is that really God? So think about your actions. Thirdly, I like the third one. The third one says, and he goes on to say, think about what's what? What's what?
Pure.
Now God says, well, after you make sure your next move don't offend your brother, because if you offend your brother, do what? If what you do, if your hand offend your brother, what you do? So now you make sure you didn't offend your brother. Now you make sure that you kept with your honor, that you said that you're going to commit to Christ by serving the church or serving God in the element I'm serving him in. Now make sure you don't offend me. Do what's pure. The word pure means, listen to this, reverence and sacred to God. While you waiting, make sure my next move is not going to offend my brothers. Make sure my next move is not going to offend the church. Make sure my next move is not going to offend God. God, think about it. This is why I spend so much time thinking. And how do I do this? When I'm thinking, if I make a thought and it makes me feel uncomfortable, I stop. I could easily say, y'all, I'm starting a fellowship. Because they start telling me that. And so guess what? Yeah, I'm starting a fellowship. And I'm trying to make this fellowship big. I'm trying to do all this stuff. I feel guilty, like, woo! God say, stop. That ain't what I told you to do. You let people infiltrate your mind. Shift that out your mind and put it in the mind that I gave you. And what did I tell you to do? Oh, you told me to make sure I position myself to help people. And if they need a fellowship, the fellowship is there. So make the fellowship, but it ain't about the fellowship, it's about the pastors. If they never, listen, because if you make it about the fellowship, you won't help them unless they join the fellowship. But I told you to help them until they need the fellowship. If they need it, give them the fellowship. But help them in spite.
Yes.
In spite of the fellowship, God, listen, what I gave you was because of a fellowship. What I gave you because what I had for you to do. Don't you limit me because of a fellowship. The fellowship is there. Y'all know y'all gotta make a move. It ain't about the money. It's not about the next blessing. God told you to get the house so you can bless somebody else. It wasn't about the house. It wasn't about the car. And the bad thing, God said, I want to give you the car so you can take somebody to church. As soon as you get the car, you forget to pick them up. Your dream, I wanna have a car so I can pick up neighborhood kids. I see all these kids right here. And God bless you with the car. And now all of a sudden you don't see kids in the church because you're still stuck in your blessing. Look at the wheel, look at the... Did you leave the cause for the blessing? Something think like Christ.
Think like Christ.
Can I help you out? We're gonna go. First thing we do is think about what's true. Next thing you do is think about your actions. Lastly, think about your outcome. Think about your outcome. Helping anybody out?
Yes, sir.
About 2 people. If I am, I'm happy. I see y'all writing, so I see more people being helped. Write down. Think about your outcome. Outcome is the way things will turn out. The way things will turn out. Think about how things are going to turn out. What's going to make you patient? You said, think about how nice it's going to be.
Yeah.
Make you patient. Think how sweet it's going to be. I know my prayer time didn't last long enough. I know it didn't. I know my prayer time didn't just make it happen. Go ahead, Brother Ashton. I know it didn't. And I almost gave up, sister. I almost gave up because, listen, I'm tired of the hell. I know God signed me up for this, but I'm tired of the hell. It hurts too much, man. So sitting here, I'm thinking about it, praying, and I don't be anxious, but everything present my request to God. And I'm representing my request to God, and I finally get it, and the clouds come out the way. And I know God gonna bring it. I know God gonna bring it. Can I tell y'all, I've been doing the SJCOC for 7 years. 7 years. And the clouds went, the clouds came. The clouds went, the clouds came. And for the first time in 7 years, we just now become incorporated. So now I don't have to beg for money. Money will be able to come my way.
Amen.
But TJ taught me money don't come to men, money come to mission. And you told me trying to bring money to man. God said people don't care about you as a man, they care about the mission I put in you. 7 years after serve though, clouds went, cars came, and it got to be discouraging. I'm not going to do this anymore. God said, why I sent you? Why did I tell you in the first place? What was your mission? What was your call? What's your truth? What's your truth? What's the truth? See, the problem, we got so far about truth, we didn't forget what the truth is. You joined the destiny, what's your truth? Why you join the destiny? And some people got your head, you forgot your truth. And you out leaving your truth behind, you get where you are, and you're uncomfortable, because you left the truth. Y'all get jobs, you forgot the truth. You get cars, you forgot the truth. You get houses, you forgot the truth. God says, listen, the clouds go and the clouds come back. But listen, I'll make you learn how to dance in the rain if you just remember your truth. People talk about you, you're still dancing. People come against you, still dancing. Why? Because I know my truth. My truth didn't say it wasn't going to rain. My truth didn't say you weren't going to talk about me. My truth didn't say you weren't going to come against me. My truth say stand in spite of whatever happens. My truth. I have to get the truth. Now, think about your actions. Well, I'm here. I don't have time for a whole lot of stuff. Don't tell me that I'm too good. Don't tell me I'm doing. No, I'm not. I got too much to think about. Because if I stop thinking on God, I'm going to start thinking on me. And when I hang with y'all, I hear y'all what y'all going through. And then I hear what you're going through. I can't do all that hanging right now because y'all start making me think about me. And I begin to see me. And I don't want to see me right now. TJ says in Pastor Lee, he says, your only mirror should be the response of the folks. If you're looking at you to me, you're becoming selfish in your own actions. I can't look at me right now, but if I see life change, I know that's my mirror. I see people change, I see it's my mirror. I see people's lives get better, I see it's my mirror. I must be doing it. I see pastors coming, it's my mirror. I see pastors' ministry change, that's my mirror. My mirror is what's happening, not me. I don't want to think about me right now. I'm sorry. I got too much to think about. How many of y'all got too much to think about? Tell the truth. I got too much to be thinking about right now. And listen, and the reason why you don't want to think, because when you think, it begins to challenge you. And you know, the more you think, the more it's going to push you to do what you got to do. And you're putting off thinking because you ain't ready to do it. Think on these things, Mr. Noble. Now think about your actions. I got to make sure everything I do don't embarrass God. Right now, I want to go off with some folks. They told me, man, said somebody on that call that they had. I want to call and say, Joker, you don't know me like that. God said, who do you think you are? They talked about me. I didn't stop and put my cross down and tell them to stop spitting. I knew the spitting was necessary. I knew the stripes was necessary. That's why I called Peter my enemy and Judas my friend. Peter, you're trying to take me away from what's necessary. You're trying to talk me out of this. Peter, I love you, but you're my enemy right now. Thank you, Judas. What you going to do it quickly, because what you're going to put me through is necessary. The divorce is necessary. The hurt is necessary. The pain of the job is necessary. It's all necessary. The fact I got to ask for right authority is necessary. So when I get ready to get my call, make sure you know how to ask you right. You're right. I'm going that way. It's necessary. It was necessary. Everything I went through was necessary.
Yes, Jesus.
So I gotta make sure my next move is noble. Gotta make sure my next move is right. I gotta make sure my next move is pure. I'm not gonna embarrass God, I'm not gonna embarrass the church, I'm not gonna embarrass my family. No matter how desperate I am. Don't want to make nobody feel bad in this statement right here. Don't nobody feel bad in this statement at all. I'm just on where I'm at. Got a phone call from 2 people saying, Bishop, y'all can get the food stamps, y'all can get the food stamps, listen, and I know I could. I told y'all one thing about whenever you're trying to find out how to understand something, it's not about what's right or what's wrong. It's about my environment. My environment right now is in a way it ain't never been in it ain't ever been in my life. So what's right now is what I'm doing right now to keep my environment the same. And I don't want to do nothing to mess that environment up. So listen, I know I have a refrigerator full of food. So why would I go stand in a line all day to get something that I don't need? Nothing against nobody. But where I'm at right now, my environment is good. And God, if you would have told me to go get up and God, right now, God, I can't, not where I'm at. Not where I'm at, God. I just can't. Because God, you have done too much. Too much. You've done too much, God. So he says, so why you still thinking? Think about what you're going to do, but not just think about what you're going to do. And right when you're about to get discouraged, get your second win from your outcome. Look at your outcome. Look at your outcome. He says, go ahead, go to the next one. Whatever is lovely, whatever is, and I'm not going to use that marble. I like the way he put in the King James Version, whatever is of good report. And then he says, whatever is lovely, whatever is good report, and whatever is excellent and praiseworthy. He says, now in your moment of your life, when you really think it's all getting bad, you really getting the rest of your mind what it said, and you really need another second win, he says, stop thinking about your outcome. He says, stop thinking about what's lovely. Lovely is what's pleasing. What's pleasing to me. It's going to be nice. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be exactly what I've been asking God for all these years. That job is going to be perfect. I know I'm waiting, Sister Kenny, but that business is going to be perfect. I know I'm waiting, but it's going to be right. God, I know I'm waiting, God, but it's going to be perfect. It's going to fit my family. We're not going to stress no more. We're not going to strain no more, God. God, you're going to take care of my bills, God. You're going to take me off of GE, God. I know, God, what my desires. And God says, if you like yourself in me and I like myself in you, and I give you desires, God, you know I desire to be full-time ministry, God, so I can serve you all the time and bless pastors, bless families, God, and bless my own family. I begin to picture it.
Yes.
I begin to picture it. And I begin to become like Paul. And Paul told King Agrippa, what you smiling for, Paul? Because I done thought myself happy. I begin to think what it's going to look like. When I'm waiting, I don't get discouraged. I begin to see it like I begin to picture it. I know what it's going to be like. I wish you could see it. I know what the end going to bring. He said, don't just think about what's lovely, but think about what's a good report. I remember a good report means sound well. I'll begin to wait and hear what it's going to sound like. When they tell me that it's yours. When they tell me, listen, I listen good. I can't wait to hear it. The job is yours. Can't wait to hear it. The baby is here. I can't wait to hear it. The car is yours. I can't wait to hear it. The ministry is yours. I can't wait to hear it. The building is finished. I can't wait to hear it. The school is open. I can't hear it. Children are in the church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. I begin to listen as if it's already happening. I don't got time to hear y'all because what y'all talking about ain't what I'm waiting to hear. I can't wait to hear good and faithful servant. Well done. I know what I'm waiting to hear. And lastly, it says, of excellent or praiseworthy. I can't wait to shout and give my God the praise. So what God don't do for me, I'm going to give God all the praise. Begin to think about what's going to give me praise. Begin to think about what's going to, listen, when you begin to think like this, when you get to put this in your mind, will nothing distract you. What the problem is, listen, can I help you out? Facebook don't help you think like this. Instagram don't help you think like this. Listen, phone calls about ignorance don't help you think like this. You gotta spend time with God to think like this. Some quiet time. How many of y'all got at least an hour worth of quiet time right now? I got an hour worth of quiet time a day. If you don't have at least an hour worth of quiet time, your day got too full for Christ. You need an hour worth of quiet time. And it's hard to get quiet time in the middle of the day unless you're at home by yourself. Most people get quiet time before people get up out the bed or after folks go on the bed. You know what you can do. But God says the reason why you can't wait, because you don't understand like I understand. You don't see things like I see. You don't know what I know. You don't feel like I feel. And what's on your mind is not on my mind. I know how to translate what I see. And when you translate it, you gotta figure out what's truth. You got to think about what you're going to do. And you got to start thinking. It says, on the future. What scripture says? Speak those things that be not as though they are until they are. I begin to speak it. Good marriage, good home, good children, good job, good bank account, good relationship with God, good ministry. Listen, I'm beginning to speak it because I'm crazy enough to see if I believe that God gonna give it to me. Anybody on my level today?
Yes.
Oh God. I dare I give God some praise.